start this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A moment of silence, please. Roll call, Andrea.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Here.
Counselor Stickley?
Here.
Counselor Jeff Steeritz?
Here.
Counselor Griggs?
Here.
Counselor Scott Steeritz?
Here.
We have all members present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Council has had time to go over the prior meeting's minutes.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion to approve the prior meeting's minutes moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Jeff Steeritz. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you. So weird hearing Jeff's voice way down
It
there.
is.
All right, let's see. We had nobody wishing to come forward at tonight's meetings. So I guess we'll move on to our committee reports, which we have a utility committee meeting.
Yep. Utility Committee met February 3rd at 4 o'clock. It was with J.P. Jolly from Watersworth. They presented a over the phone system, that software program that they got for water works or for water rates and stuff like that. And Keith has got over the next 50 years, different things that's gonna be needed done in the city. There's different things, like right now, there's 2 water lines coming from the water plant to town, and they're both older, and eventually we're gonna need a 3rd one, especially if something happens to one of them. And then there's a lot of water lines under the ground that need replaced. There's just a lot of different things that need to be done. And this program that they got, they can put in a computer and just go over like 20 years and say where you're at, what rates you should be at. And right now, if you look at the chart for the different towns, Wauseon is probably the cheapest water rates around. Our subcharge or base rate is the cheapest. So we are talking about, was it 5%?
Yes.
Which would be just on the water, not the sewage part of it. So probably make a difference of maybe up to $2.
There's $1.81 for the first 500 cubic feet, and I think it was $2.28 for a normal usage, which is about 700 cubic feet.
So probably the average water bill would go up
But about $2 and a quarter.
about $2 and a quarter, but there's different things that's got to be fixed, and so I don't know if you want to add to this, Keith. I know I'm missing a lot, but
Basically what we did was we put literally every piece of pipe that we have in the ground into this software, and several of the larger items out at the plant that needed to be looked at, put in their end of life, and this software is able to calculate out when we have to make certain increases in order to cover this. And then we can adjust it based on increased usage, decreased usage, increased population. There's a lot of factors that we can put in there. So a normal rate study's a really good piece of paper, but it's good for one day. This here, we can adjust every day if we need to see if we're right where we're supposed to be. And right now, a 5% increase for this year is going to keep us on a level playing field for the next year. Then we can look at it at that point in time to see if we need to continue to raise rates or if we can lower or increase based on our usage, and do it on an annual basis instead of just paying out tens of thousands of dollars for a study and then hope that what they put down and project actually works for us.
excuse me.
This project, this display also showed how it was going to put, if we stick to a certain agenda, a percentage increase, how it will stabilize the water capital for these huge projects coming down the road in 5 and 10 years. And that is the one thing I really liked about this program, that it stayed, you know, you would have this amount of money by this year for this project if you increase this amount, and then if something goes better for Wauseon, we don't need it, it will show us what we will need, and it totally recalculates it. And I really like that it's more or less showing us what we're utilizing, what we need to continue to do projects, and how much we have in that capital account to be able to do them in 5, 10, 15 years.
And I was trying to think, how many years has it been since we raised?
I was still sitting over there when we did it, so it's been
probably
over.
It was
Probably
2013.
2013 was the last
The
time.
rise in the water rate doesn't change the sewer.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, this was just the water.
Okay.
So it was 2013 when we had it, so that's been 6
wow.
years, so, a little bit, so.
And it's good for council to be able to see that where it's going and what it's doing, and council in the future know that this program's in place, so they can constantly go back to it and see where we're at, and they can tweak it then.
Right.
It's just a great program.
What I liked about this program is it started out with a certain part on the graph, and you added to it. Instead of getting a graph with everything on it, you went step by step and it added to it, so that really made it nice.
And
too.
with each edition, it also had comparables, and the comparables to all the other areas. We were shocked that we were one of the lowest base paid.
I think we are the lowest.
Yeah,
So we had a recommendation that we go have a 5% increase beginning April 1st of this year on just the water part of it.
I'd make a motion to accept the utility committee's recommendation.
I'll second.
Motion to accept the utility committee recommendation to allow 5% water rate increase, moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Councilor Schneider. Is there any discussion? Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Councilor Jeff Stewart?
Yes.
Councilor Griggs?
Yes.
Councilor Scott Stewart?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
It's coming to shower down once a week.
okay.
Shower with a neighbor.
Jamie, do you have anything you wanted to add? No. Okay. I didn't want to move forward. Thank you, Council. Let's move on to our department head reports then. Chief Sluter?
Fire department wise, we have the meeting with trustees this coming Thursday at 1 o'clock in regards to fire contracts, and also the fire supper for the counties tomorrow night, 5:45. The doors open at the Souder Village. Other than that, I don't have anything unless you have any questions.
Okay. Chief Chittenden?
Been pretty much business as usual at the police department. I did get today, got our orders in for our 2 patrol vehicles to get purchased. So about a 3 to 4 month build time on those, and then we'll have the time to put them all together. So we'll hopefully see them by the middle of the summer to get them out on the road.
You go with the Dodge Durangos, or what'd you go with?
Yeah, I did decide then finally on the Dodge Durangos, and we're purchasing the vehicles from Hendricks to kind of keep it in the Fulton County area. The price was comparable with everywhere else, so we decided to do that. Dodge kind of threw me a little bit of a curveball by not accepting Dodge Charger orders until late this year, so had to kind of go back to the drawing board and price everything out. For the price, it was the cheapest thing that was offered right now is the Dodge Durangos. No one else really has them, but I do think they look sharp. It should provide us a lot of storage space inside the vehicle. Everything seems to be getting smaller, where actually this one will actually be bigger for once. So I think taking it to the officers, everybody's kind of excited to see how they turn out. So.
Any questions for Chief?
Well, other than the water rates that we've been working on, also had the bid opening for the South Chute water line. That came in at $508,000, and Vernon Naga was the lowest bidder. That has been checked over by Arcadis, and their recommendation is to accept that bid at $508,000 on that. Would also have a $15,000 bill for the engineering for that project as well. And we are hoping to get that started in March with the north portion done by July so that we can hook up the new rehab center into the new water line instead of running a water line for a couple of weeks to the old line and then rerunning another one to the new line.
It won't work out.
Just take a water hose.
Well, we may have to do that, just hook up a water hose from the doctor's office there and handle it that way.
Or hope they run behind schedule.
That could be too, we never know. Also, we're gonna be hosting the Wabash Cannonball Trail meeting on March 5th from 3 to 5. They've asked to meet here, so we're gonna set them up in the Rotary Shelter House so they can literally be right there at the trail. I think that's the first time, as far as I know, that we've actually hosted the meeting here. It's usually in one of the other outlying areas, so we. And also, last Thursday, I got to have my inaugural guest DJ visit at the Heart Radiothon. I was filling in for the mayor. And while I was there, they actually hit the $1 million mark.
Yeah, while you were there.
While I was there
Oh, that's
doing
awesome.
it, so.
That's, oh, I missed it.
Yeah, you did. Matt Gilroy put in the last $75 check to
Oh,
take him over the million,
perfect.
so,
Perfect. It's been a good year for them.
yes, it has. I think that's all I've got. If I've missed anything, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay.
Hey, thank you. Jamie?
I do not have anything new to report tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Nor does the law director's office.
Yes. Tom thought he'd be home, or be back for the meeting, but he got delayed from Alabama.
He's in Alabama somewhere or everywhere.
Yeah. He was on his way home
Or
because
was
I'm
he?
not gonna make it,
Yeah.
so, anyway, so thank you for filling in. Any questions for Kevin at all? Okay, great. I do want to add a little bit onto your report. The gala went off really well
Yes.
for the chamber, and that was record attendance there, and a portion of the gala fundraising goes towards the radiothon for monitors. So it's a great thing to have because Maxell will get up there and explain to everybody what how many AEDs go out and throughout the county and stuff. And it's a neat event, and they had a record attendance and they ran out of everything. So that was a good thing, but not that they ran out, but it was a good event. Okay. Let's see, we've gotten through that, and let's move on to our legislation. And our first and second readings of legislation are boring. There's nothing there, so we'll move on to third reading. Ordinance 2020-1. We're going to amend Chapter 1144, the sidewalk construction and reconstruction, to include the Public Service Director.
So moved. Second.
Motion to place ordinance 2020-1 on final reading moved by Counselor Jeff Steers and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Is there any discussion? Counselor Jeff Steers?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Scott Steers?
Yes.
And Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Well, your phone will be ringing now.
Yes, it will.
Okay, under new business, I need a motion to accept Patrick Griggs to the Tree Commission as a council representative.
I would make that motion.
I'll second
I wanted that.
Yeah. Especially because the banquet's coming, right?
He knows I did say that too quick.
Should have waited till after
We
the
haven't
vote.
voted.
They may change it.
Motion to accept the appointment of Patrick Griggs to the Tree Commission, moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Scott Stieretz. Is there any discussion?
I have one. If Jeff really wants it to.
No. No.
Should we
I can't
think
make
about-
it on the
He's
floor.
crying over it. All right.
Any further discussion? Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
I don't hold it against
Thank
you.
you.
Just make
Counselor
sure-
Chamberlain
Yeah, thanks.
has something under new business.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor.
pertinent to the information.
Yeah, I just thought with a new member of council coming on board and a new council president, now is maybe a good time to distribute the position description for our wonderful clerk. I handed out a copy to all members of council as well as the mayor and our law director. So just to give you an idea, Patrick, and also remind myself now as her immediate supervisor, what her responsibilities are. So she's a great resource. I would recommend making use of her whenever you have any questions. So.
I didn't see why'd you put it down here that you only worked part-time?
Well,
I've learned that through the staff meetings. I found that out real quick. Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else have anything for new business? Okay, well then, I guess we can move on, and I will need approval to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you second?
I was getting
Welcome
ready
aboard.
to say, speak up.
Motion to approve and pay the bills as presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Griggs. Is there any discussion? Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Griggs?
Yes.
Counselor Scott Stieretz?
Yes.
Counselor Jeff Stieretz?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
I never liked to second.
We have a
it,
motion
so
for
it's
adjournment,
okay.
please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Stickley. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
No.
5:17, good job, guys.